right. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's like the Shamrock Shake, but I will say this. Listen to me. Everybody that wants all the retarded politicians that want the minimum wage raised to $23 or whatever the fuck it is, but good luck. Because Flippy the robot is going to be making those burgers. Right. Listen, and the other thing, when I'm pitching Phil Swift to the city council and the legislators, I'm going to say, look, I just want to be clear, like moving forward from here. You guys make a bunch of policies to try to get a bunch of big companies to give you more money. Here's what you need to factor in. You guys are dumb as shit. And you've been sucking up the government teeth for the last 25 years. None of you were smart. And if you were smart, you're told now. Because you don't work in the private sector. Nobody would give you a fucking job in the private sector. You're fucking chair warmers who get a fixed salary. When in fact, you think you're going to outsmart one of these multi-million-dollar companies, and you go, we're going to have this, we're going to raise the minimum wage. Guess what's going to happen? Less employment, less young people working, less poor people working. You think you're going to fucking outsmart the people that are 10 times smarter than you and have a bottom line and have the right profit? You are fucked because you're fat, slow, lazy, and dumb. That's why you're in this room. Yeah. You're in this room because you can't have life. Not because you're good at things. So always understand that. And the next time you decide to move forward this idea or that idea, realize it shall bite you in your fucking ass. That's how this is going. Now, anyway, this guy's name is Phil Swift. And let's say a few words about potholes and waterproofing. Single there here. That's right. We'll bring it home. My single theory is going to join me in a minute. Or we might hang out here. My single theory has to say, don't step on his toes. Do not step on his toes. Change my hair. Anybody coach the 49ers? Oh, sorry. They're part of the best defense. Even Canada, the best defense. You're going to be some on the defensive side of the ball. All right, take a break. Come back. My single theory right after this. Anything to roll is your vehicle. No overstop it. When you use it, or doesn't shake, grind. When you brake, no best spring brake wheels and a Riley auto parts now. You can get 15% off when you buy a set. Brake Best Select or import direct brake pads and 2 rotors. Brake Best Select and import direct brake pads are engineered for all driving conditions. Stronger and brake performance with application-specific friction formulas, noise canceling chips, and low desperation. Trust Brake Best and import direct to deliver better braking. Don't take a chance on your next brake repair. The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts will help you find brake parts and supplies you need to do the job right the first time. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit online O'ReillyAuto.com. The Uncompulsion presents Mike Singletary's birthday cocktail party October 9th. Let's see who's on the guest list. Let's welcome the first African-American military pilot who ironically flew for France in World War I as part of the French Legion, Eugene Bullard. Wonderful British rock singer from Liverpool, England, John Lennon. Thank God he can't bring Yoko, but he did bring along his son, Sean Ono Lennon, because they share the same birthday. Comedian Nick Swartzen is here. Let's welcome from The Who, The Ox, John Angeles. Jackson Brown was runner on empty, but he's expected momentarily. Let's welcome filmmaker Guillermo del Toro, former British Prime Minister David Cameron, and Sharon Osbourne. Mike Singletary is on the Adam Carolla show. Mike Singletary, select selected to attend Pro Bowls. Also, all NFC player, all 8 times, by the way, and twice Defensive Player of the Year, and inducted in the NFL Hall of Fame in 1998. One of the best middle linebackers ever strapped in cleats on. Mike Singletary. Good to see you, Mike. Good to be here. Mike said we'll talk about Mike's product, and we'll get to that in a second. Mike's in his vehicle right now. Your success in the NFL was mental, in terms of your tenacity and your fearlessness and that sort of thing versus physicality.
Well, I think for me, I would say more than 50% was mental, because you really had to have an idea of where the play was going, what they were trying to do, and what the offense was thinking, and all of those little things that you have to know in order to be a great defense.
Was the 85 Bear defense best defense of all time? Can you believe it?
Well, I get asked that question a lot, and I've got asked that question by some other guys that's been on a pretty great defense, and we talked about it in length, whether it was Ray Lewis, whether it was me, Joe Green. Those are 2 defenses that I think were pleasing in recent history. The Seattle Seahawks, that's the modern style of a dominant defense in this day and time.
Yeah, I was just telling my audience I was watching NFL films, and they did the Mount Rushmore of Chicago players. I'm pretty sure you're one of the 4 they mentioned. You had to be pretty pleased about that because there's been so many greats that passed through that organization over the 100-year history.
Well, any time that Chicago had so many great players through the years and great stories and what have you, and you're exactly right. That's quite an honor.
And a hero of your city. Can you get any restaurant you want? Chicago must just love you wherever you go.
It's always fun. Chicago to me is.
Hi, this is Dylan. Hey, how's it going, Chris? Doing okay. What can I help you with? Okay, let's start. Whenever you're ready. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, so I have, something that I could say to that, but I don't know if you want to wax philosophy or if you have specific questions, if you need spiritual guidance. Yeah. Well, I mean, I just feel like from an energetic point of view, a lot of it is removing certain stressors and triggers from your life so that your emotional health and your energetic health is number one. And, trying to be as practical and comprehensive as possible while doing that, but it comes with the territory of the lifestyle that you're, hoping to live. So. Yeah. And as far as losing your body and your mind, how would you define that? Yeah. Yeah, and how decapacitated are you? Like, how much can you not do anything? Yeah. Mm. Yeah.
In our family and had the college degree before I did. Your parents paid for that. And I never ever asked you or mom why you never had a plan for us. But I didn't go into the military and Courtney did. And she also had 3 husbands. She never had to be alone through any of her lifetime of trouble. She always had options. And that's the difference. And that's apparently my fault for not writing the coattails of someone else to be the burden of my bullshit, but I've never put it on anyone else. Why is she doing this to me? That you railed your sister when she could have been your best help, and I said, tell me how I've done that. Tell me what I did.
Yeah.
And he hasn't outright said what it was, and neither is she. And there's nothing. I teased her the night of the Super Bowl, which was the night before my mom died, and she's the one who talked me into going down there. Even though I told her I was having one of the worst players that I was in the most pain I've ever been, and I felt so bad because I couldn't visit mom. But I'm like 10 minutes away, and she's 2 hours away, and she talked me into her down with him anyway. And she got mad at me because I teased her during the game, and she blew up at me 3 different times that night. Waiting all the way, every time I said, if that was what you perceived, that is my fault. And I'm truly sorry. It was not my intention to hurt your feelings or make you feel bad. I'm sorry. And she attacked me in every way, like she had done one time before, except the one time before she physically attacked me. And even to this day can't tell me what she did what she did then, which was punch me with one shot to where I couldn't open my eye for 4 days and still chase me around my own house, coming after me. And even in those moments, I never wanted to hit her back. And it took her 3 months to apologize. And my sister to this day can't tell me why she did it. And I've never held that against her. But I know that this is the first time she has ever had to deal with her own fucking emotions by herself no one around because her two children, you know what she did? Okay, so she showed up with my dad a week after my mom died at her smoke screen. I went back downstairs and laid down. I came up later that night and found out I looked around my upstairs and she had taken every photo off of every wall in my house except for the one that had me in it. Because it was me, it was my niece and nephew. And every picture that we had ever had of them that I had put around our house, and she took them all, including pillows that she had made for me and my niece as a ballerina when she was doing ballet, that I used to put on my pillow until the week prior to her doing it, and she took it too. And she just said, you live in that house, everything that it doesn't mean it's automatically yours, so don't deserve it.
Can I just say something? So the only thing that I could tell so far based off of what you've been saying is that, and this might sound like how it sounds, and I don't mean it to sound negative. I mean it so that it could, help empower you. But it sounds like, it sounds like you're still, like you're using like logic and reason. And at some at some point, like you can't use logic and reason because logic. Right. So, but my thing is that like we have been programmed as people in this modern era to have a logical and reasonable reaction to external things. And at some point, we have to come to the conclusion that logic and reason doesn't answer everything. And that's where we... Right. Yeah. So it's like at the end of the day, it's just kind of like you could go on and but see that, but so now you're doing this thing with like emotion and like you need to like flush that down the drain too, because that's not doing you any favors. It's not doing you any favors. Well, I don't agree with that. I mean, I feel like you have to know what direction, because there are people out there that can use. Wait, you can't just cut me off. I'm just trying to communicate something to you, so please have respect for. So there are people out there that can use and be gracious and grateful for what you have to offer. So in that context, I would reason with you to not, keep on beating the dead horse. There's a certain point where it's a diminishing return is all I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah. And you give a lot of power away when you know, okay, so And yeah, and then can I propose this to you then? So it's not them that you're up against; it's the energies that they are carrying and that they are harboring, right? So then now it's not a me versus another person thing; it's a me versus the energy, either reflected within me or that I understand outside of myself. So you have the well, but so with that you are overcomplicating it because let's stick at the point of the energy. If you could just look at the energies that you're dealing with, right? Like deal with the energies within yourself first and foremost. And my point is that you are empowered because you have your hand on the dial that is in control of a lower vibration frequency or a higher vibration frequency. Meaning, with your attention and awareness, you could choose to focus on love, joy, peace, enlightenment without having to wait around for a reason to focus or feel those things. And so that is a very powerful awareness of how powerful you are. But you have to stop relying on the narrative because the narrative is clearly written against you. So why would you keep on saying that same story? So that's what I mean by you have to throw logic and reason out because I still feel like you're trying to piece together a story, but it's a ship going down in the ocean. Okay, but again, some of these answers are you're not going to like it. You're not going to like the answers, and so that's where it's like we butt up against. We all have our personal ego, and we're attached to. I'm not saying. Yeah, yeah. If that's the case, then you know that you're not limited by your body. I mean, that's just a law of the universe. You're not limited by your body. To who though? The ego. Only the ego is afraid. Yes. But that's not true. That's not true. Yeah, but even that's not true. That's just a story that your ego is telling yourself. You can meditate. You can meditate. It's easy. But my point is that, and this is where the conversation is going, is that it's not going to come from outside. It's not going to come from a restraining order. Sure, if you could build yourself up enough momentum to be able to do certain, yeah, but it's like at this point of the game, it's going to come from nuance. It's going to come from subtle energy anyway. So you don't need to be like a world's strongest man to solve all your problems, is what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Yeah, yeah, but you're going back into the same, like you're piling shit on top of shit now, and it's all through emotion. So this is your next, venture for what you have to master. You're still connected to the story and the emotions, and you're giving it so much power, and that's not serving you, is what I'm saying. And also you're undefeated. So, take some positivity. Yeah, yeah. I mean, in all the, but it's true. Yeah, it's true. I mean, no matter what, like you're still. All I know is that yeah, you're undefeated, and as long as there's breath in your lungs, and even then, who knows what the other side. But do you? But do you? Yeah, 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 and I just feel like yeah, I think you're. What was that? Like taking no, no, can't. Have you tried mantra? Yeah, you should try like mantras, like a simple like mantra. Yeah, well, a mantra is a meditation too. So even if you say one word to yourself for an extended period of time, yeah, Yeah. Yeah, but and still like love and a better vibration still is more powerful than that. So, but like, yeah, I mean, that's why you just got to choose love as a better vibration. You got to keep it as simple as possible. That's my point. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep it simple as possible because it's like it should be that you're like an unconditional source of love, but you have to drink from that first, and then you have to ward off whatever lower vibrations first. What was that? Yeah, and like if you're like saging like the external, like your rooms and your living room and your front, well, you do that within yourself too, with your thoughts. Yeah, but I'm saying metaphorical saging within yourself. There's your external environment, and then there's your internal environment, and you could sage your internal environment as well. Do you do do you do like sun gaze? Do you like sun gazing? You should try sun gazing. Yeah, you should try sun gazing. I mean, that'll really like put some good energy through your eyes and like the crystals in our eyes. So it'll really get a lot of good positive energy into your physical being, into your spiritual being as well. If you do sun gazing, you just look at the sun. You take in the light from the sun. Yeah, well, it's a good practice. It's actually people have been doing that for millennia. Uh,
Identified what the hell it was, and she didn't believe in any of it until he had to move because she's on her third divorce. She brought it with her. She had to put some sort of relevance to what I said, or she wouldn't have taken it with her because that's where they buried her dog, and she left it as a headstone. It's actually it's about a 3 pound, as big as a watermelon, red, what they call a red ribbon obsidian rock. It is that huge, and it's volcanic glass, and they used to make obsidian mirrors, of course. Obsidian is being one of the most protective stones there is, but this is red. Like, I found one other one online that's ever been in existence, and it was sold years ago for hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And I became metal. My nephews know they sold batch of it 3 different times, so I could get chunks of it. And I have created salt out of it by ruining my Nutribullet and polarizing it into a grainy sand type whatever and putting it in Himalayan rock salt. and using it that way. This thing is so crazy. I have more to make, and I just bought an actual legitimate polarizer for this reason, to grind up the quartz rocks that my mom had, and then the big chunks that I had left of this red obsidian to make it into a powder.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you should try sun gazing. You should try meditation. Are you able to do any form of physical exercise or stimulation?
When my hips are allowed me to, because of the herniated disc and the cyst on my L4, and there being no cartilage left, my sciatic nerve is triggered and keeps me from being able to put on pants some days. So when I'm able to, and that's why I have invested so much in the last 3 weeks, along with my chiropractor, I'm trying to get to when I can walk. I used to have a regimen before it got cold. Of doing this 1 mile walk up the gas station on my back and 2 miles, but I would do it. I had started with like once a week and then 3 times a week, and then I was up to like 4 or 5 times a week before it got cold, and then they got more aggravated in these last months, so I'm trying to get back to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, as long as you keep a regimen of like the basics, you're getting sunlight, you're, having a healthy diet, some form of physical exertion, meditation preferably. I would like you to try that. And then, of course, sleep.
No, I've tried it. That's my problem. It's like, I've tried it. I couldn't shut off my brain. I've been told about like the candle using, like stare into a flame. And the shamanic journey stuff is about.
It's not about. So you're not supposed. The attempt or the effort is not shutting your brain off. It's not letting the brain or the thoughts make you its bitch. It's like.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Well, so you have to treat your thinking and your feeling. The thoughts are like clouds in the sky. You see them come and go, but don't interact with them. Don't give them attention or energy. You just witness them as consciousness, and you see them form and you see them go. Okay, don't interact with it through thinking. And the same thing with your feelings.
Taught me right there. Don't interact with it through thinking. Well, it's impossible for me not to.
No, it's not, because you become the observer. You identify with them. You're not the one thinking. Thinking is happening, and your brain is the tuning fork tuning into it. But what meditation is.
I had an advisor turn me on to the tuning fork too.
Okay, let's stay on topic though. Let's stay on topic because I think this is relevant. So you witness the brain, you witness the mind, you witness the thinking. And you just become the observer is what I'm saying. So it's not that you're trying to shut anything off. You're just witnessing what comes up. And you're not swayed here or there. You're not passing judgment. You're not doing anything. And if you happen to feel something, you do the same thing with the feelings. The feelings are like waves in ocean. You see them come and go. But that's what meditation is you're just becoming the simplest form of consciousness, which is just being. And if you happen to observe what's coming up and what's going away, and that's that. But really, physically, you're just being still with your eyes closed, preferably. And then through that, that's meditation. And there's some sort of wholeness and peace that arises from that.
I think that's the problem, being still and being aware.
But you're witness to it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Say that again. If I was what? Yeah, I mean, I'm able to, but you have to. Yeah, sure. But what I'm saying is that I'm able to because I could say that I'm able to, but you are able to meditate because you are able. You can you can say that you're able to. You know what I'm saying? Right. Right. And right now, the biggest way to bridge the gap is for me to hear you say, "I can meditate. It's simple." Yeah, it's simple. You said it yourself. It's simple, and it's easy for you to do. But that's simple too. Yeah. 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 And then, but still, the response to that is just witnessing it, seeing it, and that's that. Yeah. 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 And also like the understanding that like I is like language and I is only referencing a concept, which is still just thought. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to. A part of it is understanding that we are not this language. I mean, objectively, the language is just sounds that we're making. There's an understanding going on, some sort of coordinating. But when I say, what was that? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I don't. Yeah, I've heard it before. I've heard it before. But yeah, but I mean, what is that? Yeah, 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 yeah. I could agree with that. And but also like it doesn't have to be a tragedy either. It can be like a comedy. Yeah, yeah. I mean, well, yeah, yeah, and but also like we're all kind of star seeds. I mean, we all come from the stars. So yeah, yeah. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for saying such nice things. And anytime you want to do a guided meditation, I'd be happy for that. What was that? Yeah, Yeah. 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 Yeah, but you're great too. You have to give yourself credit as well. Yeah. So, when would you want to just jump on a call another time and do a guided meditation, or do you want to do a guided meditation now? What was that? Yeah, yeah, most definitely. I mean, I would have to take a mini break, but yeah, if you don't mind, if I could just take a quick second. I mean, you could even call back in like 5 minutes. I just wanted to take a quick bathroom break, or I could just put the phone down. Either way. Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much. All right, I'll be here. Thank you. Bye. Weird ass bullshit is that? Guided meditation. Well, I won't be here in 30, but I'll be here in 5. Hey, guided meditation. No potato. Galaxy defenders. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Is it another? And it's gonna be another 15 every time. It's gonna be another 15 every time, every day. Which is like, I got time today. I was really trying to get out of the car. I was really trying to give you guided meditation. The fuck? Why is it more expensive now? $1.78. What? Why did it take $5 from me? Never been over here. This guy's an asshole. Really? A guided meditation? Are you fucking kidding me? What's up, dude? Just be happy. It's the dumb. You're gonna charge me. Hello, mate. Figure out all the fucking comments. I'll just like, I guess I'll put it in the rack. And, okay. Lizzie? Real piece of shit. Sure, yeah. Sure it's in. Oh, something like that. What's this? Son of a bitch. Next. Son of a bitch. Like me. Last. Sure. tax deduction back. Well, that's the gift from the first mother. I got Denny's on my beer. Hi, this is Dylan. Hey, how's it going? Okay, so ideally I do a sitting meditation. So if you want, we could do that or wherever you're most comfortable. Like to sit down. Um, okay, and then I'm just shutting off any other communication that could interrupt us. I do have a sound bell, so we can use that. It's in Tibetan sound bells, so I'm gonna cover. Yeah. Oh. Okay, so I don't know how long you want to do as far as a session, as a meditation session. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to put you on speakerphone. Let me know if you can hear me still. And we can begin whenever you're ready. Are you ready? Are you nice and comfortable? Okay, you ready? All right. So I'm going to start off with the bell.
May I interject?
No.
Because I don't make that sound at all.
Okay, so you're going to notice now we're just comfortable, preferably with your eyes closed. You're just relaxing. You're going to notice your mind. It's going to tell you, I left the stove on, I forgot this thing, I didn't do that thing, I need to do this still. But we're not entertaining any of those thoughts, right? This time is just for us, just for you, where you're just sitting in your stillness. Eyes are closed, you're watching the back of your eyelids, you're getting comfortable. Hopefully you can put your shoulders back so your back is aligned straight. Deep breath in. Deep breath in. You're just watching and feeling yourself relax. Okay, you don't have to worry about your back being perfectly straight or whatever's comfortable. Just taking a couple deep breaths to start. I like to put the palms of my hands facing up. Okay, have them like on my knees or on my thighs. I'm sitting cross-legged on the floor, Indian position. Just breathing deep. Just letting it go easily, effortlessly. Okay, something that I like to do is put your hand on your heart. Put your right hand on your heart. And as you're breathing deeply, you're witnessing, you're experiencing, you're telling yourself that your heart is opening. And you're relaxing into that. Now, as a magnetic pulse or frequency, your heart is stronger than your mind. Both emanate energies. Your heart is always going to be stronger, so you want to make sure that you're keeping it open and open and open. But it's only through the mind, through the thinking, that we close down our heart over time. So you just want to remember to open your heart. As you're breathing, you're watching your heart bloom. A flower is opening, it's blossoming. Even go into some chants. I like to do a little Nam-myo Renge Kyo. Do you know that one? It goes Nam-myo Renge Kyo, Nam-myo Renge Kyo, Nam-myo Renge Kyo. So you can even say that a little bit to yourself. And the key with chanting or repeating something, again, you're still breathing, hand on your heart. Your heart is opening. When you're chanting, you're opening up your. What was that? No reason specifically, but it's just a good mantra. I believe it comes from Valadez. I can't hear you right now. I don't know why, but you're really low. Also, you're not supposed to. What was that?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, a little better. Yes, yes. Again, so
I have to have you on speakerphone because I'm outside, but it's also where I'm more relaxed. That's why I'm not here. And so I use the most, like when I finish an incantation, I use them on instead of all in because you got it all created.
okay, but right now you're thinking and you're talking, and we're not supposed to be doing that.
I want to know the chance.
I know that's thinking though. So you're not supposed to be doing that. That's the analytic. That's the. Well, that's where your trust is coming into play. Okay, so no more asking analytical questions. Just gotta give me the trust wheel. All right, so hand on your heart. Nam-myo Renge Kyo. Nam-myo Renge Kyo. And you're just feeling the vibration of it as it echoes through hopefully your chest, your throat. Right? Sound is also a very powerful conduit. So you're just going. Yes, no interrupting, please. All right. So you're just a couple times hand on your heart, the heart is still open, still breathing deep. Nam-myo Renge Kyo. 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 And then you can say Om. Om is a big one. Om. 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 You're just relaxing into the silence, relaxing into the stillness. You can stretch your back out or your arms, whatever you feel like you need to do as you relax into yourself more. Another thing with your deep breaths that you can do is you want to work on starting to contract some of your muscles, your lower muscles at the base of your pelvis, your abdominal, the diaphragm. On the in-breath, you're squeezing and you're imagining energy within your spine pushing upward. As you breathe deep and squeeze, you're pulling that energy upward to your mind. You can also even imagine your third eye opening, the crown chakra opening, like the lotus just blooming. You're just opening these subtle energy centers in life. You can call out the names of the chakra too, that's another good one. Lam, Ram, Ram, Yam, Ham, Sham, Om.
And where those unconscious thoughts comes to do so. Solar plexus, the heart, and what's the other? Yellow, orange, and red.
Yes, it starts from the root is Lam.
The only bone I've ever broken in my body was my tailbone, and that's where the tongue really begins.
The root chakra is Lam, the sacral is Ram.
Yes, root speaks to heart.
Solar plexus is Ram.
It's all of the above.
The heart is Yam, the throat is Ham, the eye is Sham, and the crown is Om. Lam, Bam, Yam, Yam.
The hypo something is a part of the brain, it's right where the crown chakra is out.
Just being, just existing, not engaging, not interacting, thinking, seeing any thoughts that might pop up, letting them go, and have nothing to do with you. Feeling whatever feelings come up, nothing getting personal, just coming up like a wave, going back down. And the beauty is that there's nothing to achieve. You know, the fact that you're in the spot means you've already done enough. And the more we just are being in this space, we're emptying out the content that we're filled with. And we're letting in more of that space.
You call it the sludge.
What was that?
You call it the purge, the sludge. Remove that negative shit you inherit in your whole life that makes you think you weren't worthy of all the other shit you were want to achieve or are you?
And as you're still in this space, what's happening is, since we're not engaged with our thinking and our mind and our identities and what have you, as you just mentioned, since we're not engaged with that, we're not interacting with it, we're just being and existing in this space that is connected to all things universally outside space and time. Now, in this realm, in this third dimensional field, where stuff is problem solve, achieve, or what have you, since our conscious mind is not engaged or interactive right now, our subconscious mind is able to problem solve at a level and at a rate that is outside of our awareness. We have free space now, free reign, if you will,
Not free will.
to, without our conscious awareness knowing, put the pieces together, make the connections, unconsciously, subconsciously. And so when we come out of this state, it really is a refresher in how we move about our day. And anytime you're creating space, you're shifting the terrain, and existence, the field, wants to occupy that and utilize that. So the more you become a vessel for that space, the more you're allowing for awesome things to happen. So your body is no longer in this kind of survival, fighting mode. It's realized that it has resource, it has space. And that's what is required in order to move from a state of survival to thriving. And it's quite beautiful because what essentially we're telling ourselves, we're telling our being, our body, ourself, is that being is enough. And I can't think of a more beautiful thing. You charge your phone, this is how you charge your soul.
Stop the show, gang. Go. Chicago, to me, is the best sports city in the country, bar none. The fans they love football. They love the Bears. And, of course, they love the Cubs and the White Sox. That's always a fine. Of course, the Bulls, but they love the Bears. They really do.
Well, I want to give you a book, by the way. King is the product. It's available on Amazon. It helps improve short-term memory, concentration, focus, and attention. So if you need a little help in those departments, and I'd say we all do, you can check it out. I'll spell it for you. Neutein, pronounced Neutein. And also a nonprofit, Changing Our Perspective. You can visit changingourperspective.org. That's Mike's nonprofit. Just to make sure we're getting plugs out there, Mike. How'd you get, what was that? So those years with Mike Ditka, who I think everyone simultaneously loves and hates, just the greatest character in sports ever, but just everything is great about Mike Ditka. But then you had Buddy Ryan, who everyone loves and hates simultaneously too, and he's the architect of this defense. So now you have a football team where the defensive coach and the head coach don't necessarily get along that well, and the offense has to scrimmage the defense, and now, in a way, you have a football team, but there's two teams, and they're playing each other in practice.
Right.
What was that dynamic like?
Oh, it was very, very interesting. Every Wednesday and Thursday, which were, our toughest practices, and depending on how practice was going, sometimes Friday would be a hard practice too. The coach did give Buddy Ryan, if they had a misunderstanding of one player was taking advantage of another, a guy on offense cut a guy on defense, hey, it was like, let's go live, let's go. And we'll go 10 plays live, and it's like, man, we got a game Sunday. But it was, that's the way it was. We were crazy, all of us.
Yeah, I spent a little time at the fridge.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I went fishing with him once. This man showed me.
Oh, wow.
Played fishing with the fridge, played a little all-star softball weekend with Jim McMahon. Jim McMahon's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Too. Everyone on that, you may have been the sanest person on the team, Mike.
What's really cool about that is Jim McMahon, a lot of people will say, this guy's crazy, he's nuts, but he's crazy like Pops. Jim was one of the brightest guys that I know that he knew on defense what defense we were running by the way our guys lined up. He knew all the little things, the little nuances that the checks and all of those things, and he really made us better as a defense, particularly our quarterbacks. He was always telling them, hey, you're playing cover 2, you're playing cover 1. Guys were like, man, how the heck do you know that? But he was brilliant in terms of football IQ. He was outstanding. And every Friday after practice, I would ask Jim, what do you guys need from the defense this week? And he would say, Mike, this week we can score 3 points. This defense that we're playing against, whether it's the Giants or San Francisco or whomever, like that, they're really good. We need you guys to get us the ball a couple of times and help us out. And I would take that message to the defense, and we knew what we had to do. But Jim and I had that conversation every week.
Now, famously, in the Super Bowl, where you guys dominated the Patriots, that's back when I used to feel sorry for the Patriots. It was so long ago that I used to feel bad for the Patriots because they're always kind of, you know, bridesmaids and never the bride. They'd get there and they were humiliated by Mike Singletary and his defense. Like, they just never got off the ground. Like, I think when you watch a Super Bowl, even if you're a huge fan, you don't want the other team to be humiliated because it's on such a big stage, you know? And the Patriots, I hadn't learned to hate the Patriots yet. There was no Tuck rule, there was no Belichick with his short answers at the press conference, and Tom Brady never stopped, you know, winning and everything. It was the old kind of snake pit Patriots, and in better uniforms too. By the way, the old school Patriot uniforms and the numbers are horrible. And when I started to actually feel bad for the Patriots at a certain point, is Mike, the Bears were just destroying them. But the big controversy of the day was sweetness. Walter Payton. I'm from LA, by the way. I don't know why I know so much about the Dayton Bears, but that's how dominant they were. Yeah. Walter Payton never got the touchdown in the Super Bowl. And even though they ran up the score, and the Fridge got a touchdown, and they scored multiple touchdowns, they didn't get Payton. And they got him the ball a few times, and they got him, you know, inside the red zone and everything, but he never scored. Yeah. And he was heartbroken by that, or at least that's the story.
Well, I think if you look at the game, particularly in the early going, every time Walter took a step, whether it was right or left, the whole defense stepped that way. And it was quite obvious that New England made up their mind that if we lose this game, it will not be because of Walter Payton. And very early on, you can see they had a really strong key on him. And any time that he touched the ball, he was in the backfield immediately. If you look at the game, that's what happened most of the time. And I think the coach just made a decision that we're going to have to let Suey run the ball. We'll give the ball to Fred, whatever. But every time Walter touches it, it's just kind of they're keying on it so strong. So I think I know Walter was disappointed. Everybody was disappointed. But I think that after the game got out of control, what are you going to do with Walter in the game and get him hurt when you've already won the game? It's a tough situation for those to be in.
They were talking about Matt suing the fullback. I must know every player in roster. That did, you know, as a guy who used to play a little linebacker in high school, sometimes we won, most of the time we'd lose. But sometimes we'd win, and I'd still kind of realize I didn't really have a very good game. Like, you can just kind of have bad games, even if you're good sometimes. Now, your defense dominated that game, but how did you feel personally when you were walking off the field? Did you feel like I kicked ass that game? Or did you feel like it wasn't your best? Or what was your sort of emotion on your performance?
Well, I think early on, there was something when I looked at the game several years ago, for the first time I realized that one of their tight ends went down. And I think they had a different game plan coming into the game. And one of their tight ends got hurt. I think they were going to go 2 tight ends and try and move the tight ends around and see if they could get some movement or what have you and try to run the ball a little bit. And their tight end got hurt early in the game after the first series or so. And I think they changed the whole game plan. That's what I think. I really don't think that they could recover from that. And after the game, you know, after they couldn't run the ball early on, then I think they just decided to try and throw the ball, and that wasn't working either. And so for me, you know, if the team was trying to run the ball, it makes it a lot more fun, but I have to do more passing responsibility underneath. And so I was slicing with the cornerbacks and safeties and things like that the whole game. So I was in quite a bit.
What's it like trying to coach today's players versus you guys or the old school guys? It seems much more difficult to coach now because back in the day, you just get yelled at, and then you just do what they told you to do, and that was about it. But there wasn't a system where you could push back, or
egos.
yeah, the coach was disrespectful, or whatever it was. It just didn't exist. He was the sergeant, you were the private. That's the relationship. That's how it worked. And I don't think it works that way anymore. But I don't know what your experience of that is.
I think one of the biggest things I learned about team continuity and relationships and things like that, you gotta have leadership on that team. You gotta have leadership not just from the coaches, but you gotta have leadership in the locker room. There's gotta be somebody in that locker room that can grab a guy by the throat and say, hey, this is what we're doing. This is the direction that we're gonna go in. This is the way it's gonna be, let's go. You gotta have a Ray Lewis, you gotta have a Tom Brady, you gotta have a Peyton Manning, guys like that, take control of the games and locker rooms and things like that, and they make it very a lot more manageable for the coaches and the coordinators to get things done.
Interesting. Yeah, so it has to kind of come from their own.
Absolutely.
So, Mike, you were selected. You lead the Bears with 10 Pro Bowl selections, and so you certainly played in enough of them. And people for decades have been trying to figure out how do we get more people interested in this Pro Bowl. I mean, but the players didn't care for a long time, so let's just do it in Hawaii. You guys get to go to Hawaii, have a good time. Now they just announced it's going to be a non-contact flag football game.
Right.
What can we do to improve the Pro Bowl? Do you agree with the flag football rules or change?
With the way the rules are today, I think it really is for the players. I think the fans can get into it. I think they're having fun, and more guys want to come and play, and you really have a chance to really talk to other players, spend time with them and their families. I think I would enjoy it the way it is now. At first, it was kind of like, what the heck is that? But it really is. I think because of what the NFL is trying to do, protect the players. I know that there are a couple of guys that went to the Pro Bowl, which was an honor, and they got hurt. Didn't happen a lot. But certainly, even if it happened one time, it's just a really tragic situation. And I know that it happened 2 or 3 times when I went. And man, that's really unfortunate.
This just popped in my head, but it'll be sort of pun intended. You drive into Chicago, Urlacher's on every billboard, getting his hair put back on.
Yeah.
Right? But there was a middle backer for the Bears who was missing some hair before Urlacher came around. His name was Mike Singletary. All right? You should have been the poster child for the hair restoration billboards that are all. You can't get from the airport down to Midtown Chicago without passing 17 pictures of Urlacher on the billboard getting his hair put back on. But they missed it. You were the guy they should have went to, Mike.
Well, I think it's one of those things you want to go with the guy that fans are most familiar with. I played a while ago, and that seemed like that long ago, but it was. And Urlacher came into the league, he didn't have much hair, so I think it made a difference there. But that's a good guy to have on the field.
Urlacher's got 0 Super Bowls. He's got 1 appearance,
I don't want to say that.
0 rings. You can't give the plug to the guy without the rings. It's like a great love. Yeah. Are you still in the Chicago area?
I'm back and forth. I come to Chicago quite a bit. It seems like I live there more than I'm in Dallas, but I go back and forth quite a bit.
Because I mean, on one hand, I don't know if I want to live in Chicago in 2023. On the other hand, I'm not Mike Singletary. I'm sure he's royalty. get a quarter booth at the busiest steakhouse on any Saturday night. I mean, you, especially during your playing days, but even beyond, you had to just have the key to the city.
Chicago was great for me and my family. Always has been. Always a special place in my heart. Love Chicago. Love the fans. Some of the best people I know live in Chicago.
Oh yeah.
Who did you not look forward to playing? Like what teams? Or, I don't know, Nate Newton, the guard, or whomever. Like, was there anybody you were like, oh, this is going to be a long day?
No, I love the challenge of any team that's supposed to be good that year. It was always the measuring stick. And everybody on our defense, on our team, felt the same way. Captain, Michael, and everybody got into it. Who are we playing this weekend? We got the Raiders. Oh, wow, we got the Raiders. This will be tough. Well, let's go. Let's see what they got. So anytime we were playing a tough team, it just made the preparation that week that much tougher
Dan
and
Hampton,
more exciting.
I think Dan Hampton had a good nickname. I think his name was Danimal.
Ooh, that's good.
Was Dan Hampton's nickname Danimal?
Yes.
Wow.
That's a nickname.
Hell yeah.
And we were ever called Iron Mike? Or was it always Samurai?
You know what? I've been called all kind of things. Depending on who's talking to me. Buddy of mine had about 5 or 6 names for me. I can't even tell you. But Samurai, mostly what everybody was saying.
We were well, it's been long enough. I think we can go back to it. But I was talking about the crazy Monday night football game in Miami where you guys went in 13-0 and got beat by the Dolphins, who were the only undefeated franchise in modern football history. Was that a crazy game to be involved in?
It was the craziest game I've ever been involved in. I saw things that night that I'd never seen before. Getting to Marino, he throws the ball, it bounces off captain's head. Somebody else touches the ball. Mark Duper's running on the outside. Ball falls in his hand. He takes off. Boom. I mean, to a touchdown. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. But it was a heck of a night. And they did a great job, and we were in disarray, and it was just one of those nights. But I think it was a gift for us. We were the youngest team at that time to go to the Super Bowl, and I think we were getting full of ourselves and the fact that we lost that game, and the very next day we recorded the Super Bowl shuffle. It got us over the hump, and really had us focused. And we realized that making a video like the Super Bowl shuffle, we couldn't lose. And we beat the biggest prankster, joker, whatever you call it, the biggest joke ever. So it really made us focus. We knew what was at stake. And after that game, we really put it together. Thought we'd see Miami again, but we didn't. And but it worked out the way it's supposed to.
You had the Super Bowl shuffle shoot scheduled before the Miami loss for the following day.
Yes, sir.
Were the coach? How was Buddy Ryan about that, or did God?
Nobody liked it. Even the guys that did it really didn't like it. We just felt like because of what it was, all of the proceeds from the Super Bowl shuffle was supposed to go to the unfortunate in Chicago. So that's why a lot of the guys did it. It wasn't really to do the video. And we didn't, no one ever thought that it would get that big. We just thought, you may hear it on the radio or something like that, and some money would be raised and it would go to the poor. That's why we did it. But it took off and took on a life of its own, and man, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, we had, I was a Rams fan. We had some sort of sloppy seconds video called like Ram It or something. Like came out like that 6 years later. Totally lame. Just knockoff of something that should have never been done. Oh man, that is. I had no idea that. Do you remember? You must have had a rap in it. Like back then, the rap was, "My name is here to say." That's all. That's the only rap there was, right? Did you remember your rap from the Super Bowl shuffle?
Unfortunately, yes.
Could you do a little of it?
Oh, come on. I knew that was coming. I should have said I'm hallucinating. Yeah. I'm samurai Mike. I got from Coca Cola defense being bone. Give me a chance, I'll rock you good. Nobody less in my neighborhood. I didn't come here to start any trouble. I just come to do some bullshit.
All right. Now let's see what Nolan Cromwell says in Let's Ram. By the way, Nolan Cromwell was one of these guys. You know, the announcers never had enough stuff to say back then. I didn't have enough statisticians or something. So the rap with Nolan Cromwell was a Rams TV. He was a he was a athlete in high school. He was the best athlete. He's the best athlete on the team.
Yeah.
But he'd get burned deep while they were explaining he's the best athlete, best all around. Like he could play quarterback, he could play, but he was always getting burned. And I'm the Rams fan. I was like, let's get some lesser athletes in here and not get lit up on the deep post. I won't bore you with the Let's Ram It. What year is Let's Ram It? That's all. Do you remember Let's Ram It?
I have no idea. I don't think I've ever heard of it.
Oh, 86? They ripped you
No,
off.
I don't think I've heard of it.
We're going to play you 30 seconds of it, Samurai, because this is a blatant ripoff of the Super Bowl Shuffle because it's 1 year later, right?
Wow.
Timeless.
Now, did the players do this?
Yeah, oh yeah.
They did it because of you guys. They did it because the Bears did it. So someone approached them and said, "If you guys want to do it too?"
Jackie Slater rapping.
That's not good. We're going to give up that 17 6. I'm going to keep that's not right now.
Nolan Cromwell, I told you. You probably screwed us up too. All right. See what you guys started.
Even CTE couldn't say that.
Mike Singletary, the supplement is called New Teen. That is NEUTEIN. It's available at Amazon. There you go. Scared me for a second. And you can also, it's good for short-term memory, improves that concentration, focus, and attention. And then there's also the nonprofit, Changing Our Perspective. And you can check out changingourperspective.org to support that worthy cause. It's good to talk to you, Samurai.
Well, it's great talking to you as well. Very entertaining. I appreciate it.
Good. I'm glad I could amuse you with Joe Pesci. Mike Singletary, anytime you're in LA, you want to ram it, come on by.
I will stay away from that.
Okay, you're probably
Thank you very much.
That didn't come out right. Very much.
All right.
Thanks, man. Gee, how much do I know about the 85 Bears?
That sounds impressive. Especially, yeah.
No notes here, people. That's all. That's how they were so dominant that if you lived in LA, you knew every player on the defensive and offensive side of the ball for the Bears. That's how, and they were kind of like the Bulls.
Yeah.
Later on, you'd be in LA and you know all the Bulls players, but this is 22 people for Christ's
Too
sake.
bad that kind of stuff came to you late.
Yes. Oh my God.
I have all this useless knowledge.
Yes.
I just, if I told them, it would dry up.
Yeah.
I think opposite effects.
They're talking about Nolan Cromwell and
Yeah.
ram it, and just like throw a sack of kitty like Schwarzenegger, put a sack of asphalt right in the trees.
You filled that pothole.
Quick seal of the journalist.
All right, Mark can be all his dates. MarkNormanComedy.com. Oxnard Levy Live. That's a great club. That's tonight for Saturday night. Then you go to MarkNormanComedy.com to find out where this funny man's performing. Me, Las Vegas, Jimmy Kimmel Comedy Club. That'll be April 20th in Oklahoma City. And then we're going to New York, Sony Hall, May 26th and 27th. Hope you're around in town. Maybe we'll say hi to you. Well, go to pro.com for all that. Until next time, man, Mike Singletary and Mark Norman. I've got to say, mahalo.